The Giants had a not a playoff.
Whoa, playoffs.
Show was going really well until then. We got through the first 32 minutes without shit in the bed. There was a preseason game last night between the Giants and the Bengals. I was trying to make an Eli Manning segue, and we're talking about and it just brain misfired.
Right.
So anyway, there was a preseason game last night, not a playoff game. We have not fast-forwarded through the season. The Giants defeat the Bengals 25-22. Daniel Jones, the questions about whether or not he's going to be in position to be the guy that the Giants envisioned when they made him a first-round pick in 2019. They didn't pick up the fifth-year option. We've been over that time and again. What did you take from Daniel Jones last night?
He looked good. I thought it was the second game in a row where I just go, hey, you could tell he understands the offense more and more. You know, he quick decisions, knew where to go with the football. Made a few plays. I thought his movement in the pocket, not being the Statue of Liberty in the middle, actually got out one time and scrambled and got a first down, where that's what we want to see from Daniel Jones, backyard football. Had the interception where, the ball went off the guy's hands, but he's got to be a little bit more, patient and let the guy clear. And, you throw to a tight end over the middle and he's got to reach his hands out like that. That's when bad things can happen. Here you go right there. That was a little off target. I know that the tight end, they're going to tell him he should have caught it, but the quarterback room, Brian Daboll's going to go, no, we got to put that right underneath his chin. You got to put that on his number. In the middle of the field, when you throw the ball there, that's when bad things happen. But all in all, I thought it was another good performance by him. And then what I think what you got to couple with that, Mike, is just, and I know it was the Bengals' second-team defense, but the Giants' offensive line, for the first time in forever, at least looks the part. They're not overwhelmed. I mean, there's been other preseason games the last few years where I go, this is the number 2 defense, this is the Giants' starting offensive line, and they still can't protect Daniel Jones. So I think it's for the first time in his career, he's standing back there a little bit like, whoa, I got room, I got time, I can actually make some reads. But I thought it was an encouraging start, and things are looking pretty good for Daniel Jones and the Giants.
Brian Daboll, first-year head coach of the Giants, meeting with reporters after the game, giving his thoughts on Daniel Jones' performance. Let's hear what Coach Daboll had to say.
He's been in pretty good rhythm, whether it's playing games. I know practice is tough, and there's a lot of things coming at him, but he's picking up our offense. Look, he's only a few months into it, but he's done a good job of really tireless worker, even on – we'll be on the phone, and he's up there every morning with Kafka, and we're trying to, formulate what we're good at right now, which doesn't come easy. It's a continual process of throwing out plays, putting players in different positions, reading body language. Do I like throwing to this receiver on this route? The protections, we see him every day, a lot of those that go along with it, but he's made steady strides. He played well. He was in good command.
Important disclosure in that comment by Coach Daboll. Daniel Jones actually answering his phone. We have learned in recent days that's not a given when it comes to a franchise quarterback. Right. So check that box. Daniel Jones, does he answer his phone? Yes. All right, there we go. Hey, it all comes down to what he does this year, Chris.
That's right.
If is it too much pressure? Well, is playing in a Super Bowl too much pressure? I have this same thought all the time when maybe there's a guy who's pushing the starter has to earn it, the starter doesn't have the full faith of the team, doesn't have the contract that says we believe in you. If you crumble in those situations,
that's right,
you're never going to withstand the pressure of a playoff run and a Super Bowl appearance.
Right. That's exactly right. It's New York City. The fan base is rabid for some success here. If you can't handle this situation, lame duck year, okay, you don't have a contract, but Tyrod Taylor's behind you, then how do you think you're going to be able to handle that situation? And it's, like you're talking about, late in the divisional playoff game, and you got to come through in the clutch. So yes, this is par for the course for most quarterbacks in football. You got to deal with this type of adversity. You don't get like the red carpet until you show everybody, wait, I'm the man and then some. And now there's nothing that you can I got some say. I'm the man around here. But he hasn't gotten to that part yet. And then I think again, you hear from Brian Daboll just a little bit inside of the Daniel Jones look in there. This is why the Giants they want it to work. He has everything that you want as far as a franchise quarterback. It just hasn't been good enough on the football field. And obviously, like I know, I think the Giants brass knows that it hasn't been fair to him either. So we'll see where it goes. And, I'm just sick of the practice highlights and the piling on Daniel Jones by idiot fans, like Giant fans. Like, shut up. You don't know what you're looking at. You don't. And practice is probably hard. It's a disaster. Again, Tyrod Taylor's been in this offense. In Houston last year, it was this offense. It's based in its New England roots. Tim Kelly, right? That's the offensive coordinator for the Texans. So, he's got a little feel for this. And also came from Baltimore. So he understands Wink Martindale's, blitz and the Baltimore defensive scheme and everything that goes with that. Daniel Jones is learning a new system and playing a defense that is crazy. Wink Martindale, I mean, it can almost, and I think we heard Brian Daboll last week a little bit. They got to dial it back because they got to get some practice against some of the normal defenses. It can't be, 4 blitzers over here, 4 blitzers over here, and all this crazy stuff. Not everybody plays that style. So that's not easy for a quarterback who is learning an offense and dealing with that. And now you have the fan base who's dying to jump on him for some reason, and I just don't like that by my fellow Giants fans. And I wish they would back the hell off in that department.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.